Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the week number 3 of Quake Pro League, where our Americas region now has its second series for the night. My name is Ketchup, and I'm joined by Flea on commentary. And it's going to be Dahang, and it's going to be Effortless. I think this is one of the matchups that is projected to be potentially a bit one-sided. You know, Dahang is top 3 NA.
Yeah.
I mean, at this stage, top 2 NA currently, next to his teammate Rafa.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is one of those cases where I think Effortless is definitely going in as an underdog. And if he
Yeah.
can take it, then it's a great result for him.
Absolutely. I mean, there's few players who can go up against someone of the Hank's caliber and say that they're not the underdog, but this is definitely one of the cases where this is not the case, because obviously Effortless so far really hasn't brought it to the table and hasn't managed to win or really make a mark for himself much. So I think that this is probably the biggest blowout that people would be expecting for tonight, but I'm hoping to be surprised.
I mean, ultimately, it just comes down to how much players can grow in the weekly periods. And Effortless, I think, is one of those players that, hey, look, if he can do better than expected, good for him, for sure. And these weekly tournaments are going to constantly give him that experience to face off against, you know, the players from his region, see how well he can do, and, you know, when challenger elimination comes around, you know, relegations as it were, make sure you're not within the region to be in danger of that. And that's going to be, you know, the starting point, and however well you can do after that is just a sign of growth, if anything.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, let's not forget, Effortless obviously does have skills, even though he lost to the Hang 0-2 back at QuakeCon. I believe in week 1, he actually beat Dramus 2-1 just a few weeks ago, which, I mean, we just saw Dramus take care of Was. So if we're going to establish a bit of a hierarchy there, then clearly Effortless knows what he has to do.
Absolutely. And it's like I said, every week is a week for growth and potential to do better than you did before.
Yep.
That said, Dahang is one of the players to watch in the Americas, and he always has been. And, you know, even when Rafa seemed unstoppable, Dahang was still there, able to take a couple of maps off him. Dahang has actually defeated Rafa in tournament in the past. So if you're looking at a player that can do well in America, Dahang is right up at the top of that pyramid.
Oh yeah, and I mean, Dahang, there's very few people who can stop him. He has basically won it all in the team modes. If you look at what Team Liquid has done when it comes to team modes, they've won just about everything there is to win, but also individually. He came in first in DreamHack Winter 2017, he came in second QuakeCon 2018, so clearly the man has had a lot to show for himself, and he's one of those players that I think many consider to be a real innovator at the scene, because he's someone who, when no one else was really thinking about it, all of a sudden brought out that clutch way back in DreamHack Winter 2017 and won the tournament with him. And then a little bit later in 2v2, when the meta in EU was getting very settled, out of nowhere comes the Strog and the Beaker, also kind of brought to the scene by the Hang. So the man knows the scene very well. He knows basically how to evolve and play around in the meta extremely well.
I mean, last year, Team Liquid ruled Quake with an iron fist. Like, they were the team, and it was thanks to Dahang, it was thanks to Rafa, and they collectively just owned everybody's souls at Quake.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if it was 2v2, they would just completely collect every single LAN. If it was duel, Dahang would do well, but Rafa was always the man to watch. Now, we have got the picks and bans. We know what we're going to be getting into. As you can see, we're starting things off with Corrupted Keep. It's going to be Aizen and Galena. Veil of Nath up next. Ranger and Visor with the Doomslayer band, and then finally removing Nyx. It's going to be Awoken with BJ, and interestingly, Death Knight on Awoken. We don't see that every day.
No, that is indeed a very odd pick. I mean, I can kind of see it work in some situations, but as we talked about earlier, Death Knight just really hasn't had a good track record so far. I think Cooler earlier broke the loss streak of Death Knight, so that's nice to see, but Awoken, I mean, it's got quite a few health bubbles, quite a few ways to stack right back up, so you're not going to get that much damage over time. And obviously, there's quite a few open areas, but still, you can make the Fire Strike work.
I mean, one would think the pick to Death Knight is entirely based around just trying to fight on the pickups. You know, those moments where Mega is not necessarily enclosed, but it's out in a confined space where, look, if you're on Mega and I ambush you and I hit that Flame Strike, that's the uncontested damage. I mean, it's a little bit different when it comes to Heavy. That's a little bit more enclosed and a bit more vulnerable. But yeah, I guess we'll be thinking about that one for a little bit, but we're not seeing that until the third third and final map anyway. We're starting things off with Corrupted Keep. So
Yeah.
Corrupted Keep will certainly be interesting. Eisen and Galena, you know, 2 utility champions.
Yeah.
Dahang, being the innovator that he is definitely not shy of going for those, you know, kind of bizarre and, you know, champions that are built around having this extra asset that you have to control.
Yeah.
Whether it was Stroggle Pika, whether it's a Galena Totem, whether it's an Eisen turret. Like, I think Dahang is one of the players you would absolutely have all faith in to be able to kind of just micromanage this extra asset that otherwise you wouldn't have.
Yeah, and we're getting basically, we've got both of the utility champions going up against each other. We've got Galena with the totems that can heal and do damage, and then you've got Eisen with the turret that can also do damage, and it pivots around, so it's got a broad range of places it can shoot at. And here we go, we're starting this one off on the Hang. He immediately gets himself the heavy rockets as well, and is immediately going to run into a confrontation with Effortless, who managed to get himself LG off the spawn.
But the fight's going to break out straight away. Effortless sees an opportunity. And yeah, if you have a chance to get a free frag versus Dahang, you don't squander it. But Dahang was ready, and just knowing that Effortless was desperate to close things out, those defensive rockets had other plans.
Dahang was in such an awful position down there. I really liked the patience he showed right there. Instead of going right up the bounce, but he just stood right next to it, hearing out, trying to figure out what Effortless was about to do, and then he just went up, crossed him in midair, and landed a few excellent rockets that saved his life. So brilliant play from Dahang right there. He's going to get rid of that totem with his face, so a little bit of damage occurred right there, but still looking pretty healthy.
But now it's Dahang. Looks like he's in a pretty good position as these major pickups are going to be respawning. It's heavy next, but yeah, that totem doing some damage and firing off. Nothing actually hitting Effortless, but just giving Dahang information, right? The moment the turret fires, you know it can see something.
Yeah.
And they trade it out. Heavy for Mega. Dahang out of rockets, so he has to quickly go and stock back up, but it will be an interesting fight, to be honest, with both players being as healthy as they are now.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see what side of the map Effortless sets up on, because obviously I think the best way for him to go about this is to try and take control of Heavy, because if he can get 3 tokens up, he has his own portable Mega, so he gets a lot more utility out of taking the armor than the health rather. But here we go, the Hang, excellent use of the heavy machine gun. Effortless is still going for this, he's so low right now, and the Hang will try and chase him down. Good rocket jump to get out of there. And he doesn't get baited into going for the 2 small health bubbles there either. Good play from Effortless.
Remarkable that Effortless was able to survive that situation. I think ultimately it was the fact that he just didn't take the easy bait. And actually, can he even turn this around? Nah, not quite. First blood is going to go to the boy from Liquid.
Perhaps too obvious of a dodge going back away rather than pushing in, because the Hang read that one perfectly and is now 1 frag in the lead. The LG is solid, but Effortless has got the better stack. The Hang finally taking down some of these totems because they've been up for quite some time. And Mega will be going to Effortless. He's got the stack advantage. He might be able to turn this into control.
The interesting turning point though where... And yeah, let's get rid of the totems. Using one of his rockets, he's quite low actually, so being able to get one of those rockets away on the turret means that if Dahang wants to try and go up towards rocket, of course he knows that he's being ambushed there, so he's not going to take the bait. He has actually got a lot of rockets to get the job done then. Oof, that's a lot of damage there for a heavy machine gun. Thankfully he's near some ammunition for the rocket launcher, which he desperately needed. And now he's going to throw down the turret.
Yeah, that's a sneaky turn. Set up in the corner, can take you by surprise. Effortless is going to push in, and the Hang doing decent amounts of damage.
Wow.
Oh, wow, the rocket. Yeah, wasn't expecting that. And the Hang does fall. Effortless tying things up 1-1 and immediately going in super aggressively.
It's not an absolutely terrible time to spawn though. No, spawning with a fresh stack right near the rocket launcher. Almost hit a fantastic rocket there. And he's been able to force where you going. Effortless tries to run away and eats a rocket for his troubles. And there should actually be a Mega as well. Actually kind of funny that Dahang wasn't able to quite get that in time. The shotgun looks like it might be good. Not quite. Effortless dies, and the startup time of the totems not going to be able to do it either. And now there's plenty of health bubbles around. Dahang's going to restack up, look nice and healthy.
Effortless just made the mistake going for the small armor right there, because the Hang just knew he wanted that and placed the rocket right on it, and so he died instantly. And now the Hang is 2 frags in the lead. Heavy is his, and he's also going to get position on the Mega. Effortless is actually doing a tremendous amount of damage, but I question him sticking around that long, because even if you can outdamage your opponent, he's gonna get Mega. And right now Effortless does manage to stack up a little bit, but the Hang is hurting him back. This will be a race for Heavy, and the Hang has got the better stack.
Especially when he's damaging like that. Effortless was so weak. That was really, I think, stuck in no man's land.
Yeah.
Go for the heavy and have no health anyway and die, but at least lose it. And then he changed his mind when it was far too late. He was stuck out in the open. There was nothing stopping Dahang from just peppering down the remaining damage. That was just Effortless, I think, getting a little bit overwhelmed in the heat of things.
Yeah, and right now Effortless of the respawn doesn't have rockets, so he's limited in the fights that he can take, but Dahang going up the bounce pad. The LG is good, but just not good enough, and down goes Effortless once again, and Dahang feels like he's always near death, but just manages to clutch it out time and time again.
It was starting as a nice slow match back and forth. Dahang is going to fall to Effortless there, at least this one time. We have hit the halfway mark, but I feel like it's starting to escape Effortless a little bit. He's being nice and aggressive.
Yep.
Gets another frag. Okay,
Good.
maybe spoke too soon. Let's see.
That was a really good play, putting down the totem right away, but here we go. Shotgun. Can Dahang find the shots? No. Effortless gets really close up into his face, and when you're that close to someone, hitting a shotgun is essentially like you're trying to hit a rail, because it's so difficult to pinpoint your crosshair on your opponent when they're moving that quickly and closely to you. Excellent rocket. Yep.
That one hurt. We all felt that.
Effortless. He had the stack, he had position on the heavy, but he wanted to go through the teleporter and peek and do some damage on the Dahang first, but the Dahang just absolutely shut that down and stole both of the major items.
I think that's consistently happening. Effortless has been in a couple of positions here where he's been able to kind of stay around for an extra half second here and there, hit that one bonus rocket or whatever it may be, and it puts Dahang a little bit far behind. I think Effortless is trying to maintain those opportunities, I suppose, but right now, like, he tries to get an opportunity there to do damage with the super shotgun. Even if he got a point blank, Dahang would still have killed him easily. Like, there's so many situations here where Effortless, I think, is just miscalculating his opportunities to survive at all, let alone getting a frag.
Yeah. Oh, and in comes Effortless. That was actually a pretty good push because Dahang was looking completely the wrong way, and Effortless did a lot of free unreturned LG damage, but he's walking right into these rockets. That was going so well, and then he just takes 80 damage, and he keeps pushing and takes 30 damage, and then it's GG.
It's like what we said just a second ago, right? He's trying to force a situation even when it's like the likely thing is that Dahang, he's just going to pepper these defensive rockets, and his accuracy is so underrated. I've always said that Dahang's 1v1 accuracy, I don't think sometimes it gets enough credit.
Oh, yeah.
There are some shots he hits that are just absolutely disgusting, and it's... When you're against him and he's hitting these defensive rockets, you know he's going to hit the mark. Like, stop underestimating it.
Oh yeah, I mean, just think back about 2v2, when Liquids, Dahang and Rafa played together, people tend to praise Rafa the most, but very often Dahang is actually the one doing the most damage and getting the most frags, so you can never underestimate this man's combat skills. And Effortless right now, getting another frag on the board. 3 frags of a difference with 3 minutes to go. Definitely possible.
Dahang just playing the numbers game right now. If he can, he's content sticking there with what he's doing, making sure that it's able to keep him a steady lead. As long as he doesn't make any crucial mistakes and get, you know, fragged off the spawn or something critical.
Yeah,
Which is
a real possibility on this map.
Oh yeah.
Rockets trying to shut down Effortless.
Oh my word, he's dead, surely. And even before the turret had a time to say hello and show its face, Effortless just got deleted, and Dahang once more.
Yeah.
Not really worried about his stack upon the respawn either, so he's able to stack up. You know, Corrupted Keep, that's the one thing about a map this small. There are still so many ways you can restack that if you don't take a fight, you have to kind of disengage. You can't chase all the time.
And if there is a silver lining to Effortless's death right there, it's that he managed to deny the heavy just before he went down. So that means that Dahang is kind of in a bad position and couldn't immediately do anything. But obviously Effortless was unable to capitalize off of that.
Dahang once more just trying to retreat. Save his lead as much as possible. Nice little rocket jump, actually.
Yeah.
Specifically optimized rocket jump where he took minimal damage whilst climbing up. I like it.
Yeah, and I don't know, but Effortless might have thought that the health bubbles were still going to be there because he turned the corner, walked right on them, and then just died instantly. And at this point, it's just getting out of Effortless's control. 1 minute left on the clock and 5 frags of a lead for Dahang. I really don't see this going back in Effortless's favor.
Yeah, we're in one of those points of no return, I think. I mean, unless Effortless just pulls out a miracle and just frags him 5 times in a minute off the spawn. I mean, that's something you would dream of, but against the likes of Dahang, I just don't see it happening. You have to realize what has Effortless done this map, and fundamentally I think there were a couple of situations where he just stuck around a little bit too long, and he started the thing off by almost killing Dahang straight away within the first kind of 30 seconds or so, where he got a lot of entry damage, pushed a bit too hard, and Dahang just used the over-aggressiveness against him and hit some of that rocket damage that was the beginning of the end. And I think that was almost a little bit... I think it was a bit foreshadowing for how the rest of this map has gone, Flea.
Yeah, pretty much so. Effortless, like you said, just there were a few situations, like I'm thinking back of the one where he had position above Mega just as it was going to spawn, and he was doing a good amount of LG damage, but he just stuck around until he died, and the Hang just ran away with the item and started controlling the map. So Effortless, few times where he just wasn't aggressive enough and couldn't find the frag after doing most of the initial damage, but then plenty of other situations where he definitely overstayed his welcome.
And the time is going to go. Effortless, just give us a bonus frag off the turret. That's a GG right there.
That's an LOL, actually.
LOL into GG.
LOL into GG. That's what we like to see.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately that was just a map of a good start for Effortless, and it's just unfortunate he was not able to maintain that. I think it's just a level of fatigue, not necessarily fatigue, it's endurance more than anything else, where Dahang, you can always kind of expect him to be as composed as possible all the time. And yeah, Effortless, I feel like just... I don't know, I feel like maybe there were a couple of opportunities where he underestimated Dahang's ability to just hit him, for lack of a better term. Just hit him with those rockets or those crazy moments that set him up for death. And being out of position. He's trying to force a situation by putting himself out of position, and Dahang is just going, okay, well, eat this rocket then, bro.
Yeah. And that was just overall a very dominant map from the Hang, because not only did he take more major items, but he also just did quite a bit more damage than Effortless, so he basically won on both fronts.
Well, after a map like that, you have to ask Effortless, well, what do you do to recover? Now we're going into our next map, which is Veil, and Veil is a bit of a alarm bell after how Corrupted Keep went for me, that if Effortless was to kind of sort of maintain that level of overextending that he was doing here against Dahang, I'm a bit fearful that Veil was a map that can sometimes punish you a bit heavier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
the rail becomes an option. It's very hard to run away from someone that has like pinpoint rail accuracy, especially on a map like this where you kind of run away and you go into options where setting up those rockets or setting up a rail out of a teleport or something can be quite simple. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
And also looking at the champion picks, once you lose control and Dahang might actually take the lead, Dahang's got the Ranger, he's got the Orb, he can get away out of so many situations, he can play the verticality because this is a map in several layers and he can use the Orb so well to get around those, but meanwhile Effortless is stuck with Visor. That's given him so little mobility to work with, and when he's out of control, Piercing Sight won't help him that much.
I feel like the Visor, at the very least, is going to give Effortless just a little bit of extra information. So if he's trying to sort of get these positions where he's getting that bonus damage on Dahang, or when Dahang was trying to back up and hit those defensive shots, at least things like Piercing Sight and stuff like that give you some more information. Okay, well, he's running away, but he's there. So before he has a chance to be the rocket, let me just hit that little rail around the corner or something like that will catch you off guard. It's a bit harder to do that on Veil though, because I mean you can kind of be anywhere you want to be, and there's so much noise that you can make too. The thing about being a small map is that you can still kind of listen out and hear where people are, regardless of whether you have wall hack or not. But yeah, we'll see how this map goes. Effortless hasn't started so well for him, but Dahang, he is top 3 NA for a good reason. And we'll see if it's going to be a 2-0 or the Effortless is going to step it up a notch and bring it to him.
Effortless going to use that Piercing Sight instantly and using that LG to just knock Dahang down from that pedestal so that he doesn't even get a chance to pick up Heavy. And now Effortless has got both of the major items and Dahang is kind of reeling from that first encounter.
Fantastic way to put him behind. The question is going to be, how does Effortless establish this? Whenever it looked like Effortless was in charge when it comes to stack or control, I don't really feel like he was able to really enforce much from it. At no point did Dahang kind of seem like he was running away or that he was playing out of control or uncomfortable. I kind of feel like he always just knew that eventually Effortless would do something. Kind of like now, Dahang knew that eventually Effortless would just try and force a situation. And the moment he does, all you've got to do is have good defensive rockets and the burst damage and you're okay.
Yeah, I don't understand what went wrong with Effortless's rockets there though, because he rocket jumped up and then it was like no damage coming out of any of the following shots. Right now, Effortless again landing a decent amount of damage there with the railgun. That's a weapon that he lacked in that first encounter, so maybe it'll help him out a bit more now. But it looks like Dahang will again cycle the major items, making it very difficult for Effortless.
Almost hit his little beats around the corner, but not quite. Effortless by all accounts should get this, but no, he was too late. Not able to stop him from taking the Mega. He was just a bit quicker than perhaps, but it wasn't meant to be. The smaller armor as well. And there is a chunky delay in between Heavy and Mega. Dahang is in a less stressful position to try and take this heavy.
Yep.
What's Effortless going to do? He had the jump pad, so he knows he's going to be nearby. And oh no. Bad to worse. Misses the rail, but Effortless is still significantly far behind.
Nice little hiding spot there, though. Oh, he's just bouncing up and down, and the Hang is just right next to him. He knows nothing.
And he was teabagging him the whole time.
Oh my!
You know
goodness.
what? That's a win for Effortless. I don't care.
I want to see
Keep
that.
your 2-0.
I want the replay from Effortless's perspective for that one coming
my
up.
word.
Oh wow!
Production literally confirming to us that they do indeed have that.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
Happy to hear that.
I am very happy.
And right now, yeah, the
You should
Hang,
play that 3 times.
the Hang, perfect control. Effortless goes down again, and I think that this is much more of a scoreline that people would have expected from the Hang versus Effortless.
Yeah, you're always a bit worried on Veil that it's a very snowbally map, right? You can catch people on the spawn quite reliably, especially if you have those crazy rockets. You get a bit of a gauge for where someone's going to be, push it. If you've got the orb, it just adds to the problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you have wallhack. It doesn't matter if you can see it coming. If they're going as fast as they are and you have a terrible spawn.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Effortless because he used the piercing sight like a second too soon. If he had saved it a little longer, he might have been able to do something against the Hang on heavy. And look at that again. Effortless's rockets are just really failing him this match. I feel like this is the first situation where he managed to do next to no damage.
And I feel like the Hang is... I think he's actually not necessarily showing Effortless like no respect anymore, but he's going for like some of these really obvious positions because he's just like, well, he's been kind of running into me this entire time, so if I just hold this angle, maybe he'll just appear. You know, it's just... And in these fights, Effortless just... He's not hitting the mark. He's just not hitting the shots that Dahang is, so he's never out-damaging Dahang. He never has a better stack than Dahang. I just feel like he's, all in all, having a rough one.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Effortless, he doesn't even manage to get himself up to 100. Can't find much more small armors to work with. And the Hang is just once again going to get the Mega. Once again going to jump onto heavy, although Effortless has an opportunity to deny it here. Using that LG, but oh, yep, there we go. The Hang using the orb. Very quick thinking right there. Just catching himself before he even lands and falls to the ground. But right now, this could be good for Effortless. Effortless has the better positioning. Could get himself onto Mega, but he decides to actually just leave the room and get out. Maybe he didn't have actual timing on Mega. I think that's probably what that was. But he was in a really good situation to make something out of it. And now he still is.
He's chasing it down. He's trying to make something happen from this. Effortless still yet to get a frag.
Nice.
That changes today. 4.5 minutes in, he finally gets himself a frag here. The question's going to be, how does he recover? He's going to get the heavy. Excellent start. Let's get himself some rockets, but thankfully he's in the perfect position to do so. Rocket jump. I mean, I respect the attempt. He thinks that the teleporter is way too obvious, but I think Dahang, he's ready for every and any scenario.
Yeah.
He heard the rocket and he knew what happened.
Also, just the Hang's preventive positioning right there. He didn't just wait on Mega, but he kind of like maneuvered to the side so that he had a much better area to spot anything that might happen. And Effortless's rocket jump just played right into that. Excellent play by the Hang.
Now we're halfway through. 5-1. He's going to press. Effortless. I mean, he physically can't dodge rockets if he wants to, and he's in that much of a confined space.
Yeah.
If you don't get hit direct, the tiny walls around you will do the job for him. Dahang looking to get some more defensive damage, but there's plenty of light pickups nearby. The light armor as well.
I think Effortless is going to regret that rocket jump because he was actually in a good position to make something out of it, and if he had just maybe taken a different approach, he could have established some control right there, I feel like.
Too risky for him to go for heavy at this health. I mean, he's railable even now. He needs to get a light armor to try and undo that, but yeah, there we go. He's able to back up just a little bit. But that stack, once more, it's going to take time, and Dahang maintaining the level of control he's had this entire map. This is the rail. A rare occasion here for Dahang, it seems. His accuracy's been super strong throughout the course of this series.
Yeah. Mega is up, but the Hang is actually just going to leave it be. He's still got that orb, so he knows that he can get on there quickly, but he wants to do more damage. He wants to put even more distance between himself and his opponent. There he goes, using the orb to get himself onto Mega quickly. Heavy will actually be taken by Effortless. The Hang didn't intend for that to happen, and he can't even really do any exit damage on Effortless either. That's a freebie.
Well, as long as Dahang's able to play nice and patient, He doesn't necessarily need to make anything happen yet. Some wonderful LG, Ephilus. Every time he's swapping to the rail to try and get more damage, he's just missing his mark. And I feel like that's giving Dahang so many openings and open frags. Ephilus should have got damage. He should have pushed down there with rail, and he missed. And he's been consistently missing these rail shots. It's so unfortunate for him.
Yeah, it feels like back when Kron played his very first map against Garpy and he just couldn't land the shots.
You understand why he's making the plays, but you have to put faith in your accuracy to do that.
And that's just not working out for Effortless at all. And there we go, the orb perfectly placed, predicting exactly where Effortless is going to be. And that's a very clean kill from Dahang. And at this point, with 3 minutes left on the clock, and a 7-point difference. Oh! Okay, well that trade, that's only going to benefit Dahang.
At this stage, I mean, it is very similar to some of those first maps we saw in the EU and CIS, where at the end of the day, some frustration there from Effortless, where he aimed for the spawn pickups and even missed his movement. So I do wonder if Effortless is once more a little bit checked out. I know he can sometimes be a bit more of an emotional player, I suppose, and the danger against someone like Dahang is that you can't lose that composure, because you know that Dahang is cool as a cucumber right now.
Yeah.
You know that he's not worried, he's sticking true to what he wants to do, he's hitting his shots, he's taking these moments, and if Effortless gets frustrated, then, I mean, we still have a whole map to go.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bit of the problem when you're an emotional player, right? If things go well, you just thrive because you've got the momentum, you start hitting your shots even more so, but the moment that things don't go your way anymore, you kind of just get sucked into that black hole of just everything starts going wrong over and over and over again, and Effortless visibly getting frustrated, shooting at the scenery when he messes up. It's very clear that he's approaching the point of tilting.
Because when you're shooting the scenery, you're making noise too.
Yeah.
You're making noise for your opponent to hear you. You know, ultimately, you're trying to make as little noise as possible. But, you know, how can we judge how a player's going to feel in this setting? You know, they're the ones that are playing in the Pro League. They're the ones that are doing the grind. And, hey, we're all human. These things happen, don't they? We have over a minute left. It has, unfortunately, been a complete body bag. Dahang 10-2 over Effortless so far, looking to extend that lead even further. Keeping a massive stack. Effortless has rarely been in control this entire map. When the fights have been happening, Dahang has just, you know, for lack of a better term, he's just been hitting more shots.
Yep. This is definitely, like I said, more of what I think people were expecting. And oh my god, that first rail and the second and the rocket. Dahang is treating us right now. Effortless just doesn't stand a chance, it seems like, and Dahang is just piling it on over and over.
Oh, this map's definitely over.
Another one.
Effortless getting hit at these angles where I just don't think he's even remotely expecting to be railable. And oh my word, he's just hook, line, and sinker. He's giving Dahang every single angle he wants. He's trying to run away now, but the damage is insane. The rail barely misses. And at this point, is Dahang going to just get one more bonus kill before the end of the map?
We're about to find out. 15 seconds to go. Obviously, nothing Effortless can do to bring this back anymore. Maybe he can still put another frag on the board, but that seems unlikely. I think he's just going to want to play a little bit safe. Dahang does not, though. He is still thirsty, looking for that next frag. The direct rocket into the dire orb, and that's a quick finish. No LOLs this time around. That was just quick and clean.
You wonder at that time, was Effortless in the last 2 seconds going, well, at least I'm not going to die again. And then, psych, you thought, and it just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, fundamentally, I kind of feel like Effortless was a little bit checked out of that map before it ended, which is unfortunate. But at the end of the day, that's the second map, and we still have stuff left to go, right? We still have one more map, Ruins of Sarnath, and I think it's Ruins.
Is it?
I think so. That's what I gathered from the graphic.
It might very well be. Yeah.
Unless I'm literally like blind, which I could be.
Because I wrote a bunch of things down after the original tweet from a few days ago, but it might be that things have changed a little bit.
Well, we'll
then.
soon find out, won't we? Either way, it is going to be our third map, and I believe we have... Oh, it is Awoken. You were right. Okay. I saw green. I saw green during the break and was like, Ruins of Sarnath. Wow, great, Ryan. Thanks.
Good job.
Amazing. Brilliant. Anyway, yeah, so, fundamentally, it was off to an interesting start. But ultimately, yeah, it just went down the way we thought it would do. That Dahang, I think he is... I just think fundamentally he's just ahead, and... And the thing is, Dahang still probably, I'm not even sure Dahang knew he was there because they shot rockets simultaneously. Right as Dahang rocket jumped, Effortless fired the rocket. So when Dahang was in the air, did he still even know?
Yeah, no, he turned around and he saw him down there, and then he went right back for him. But he could have very well thought that Effortless like dropped down from above where the power-up spawns. So, like, here we go, and just too late. And then Dahang makes a turn around and he goes back for it, but at that point,
But the thing is, that was actually good for Effortless, because did you see the stack in that replay? He was way weak. If Dahang just like looked in his general direction and fired a rocket, it probably would have killed. And if Effortless gave his position away, Dahang still would have killed him anyway. So
I was already complimenting his positioning there, of not just running into the railgun, and then Dahang started chasing him, and then that wonderful scenario unfolded. So those are things that put a smile on my face.
Well, that's map 2 done. Dahang has now officially taken the win over Effortless, but as always, we're going into our third map, and I'm a bit fearful that if Effortless was a little bit checked out during map number 2, then what on earth is going to happen for map number 3?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We've got BJ, we've got Death Knight. So far, Death Knight doesn't have the best track record, so that's going to be difficult for Effortless, especially because Awoken just isn't the map that you see Death Knight played on all that often.
No, and it's oh yeah, I completely realised now that I had miswritten it in my little notebook, because we were literally just talking about Death Knight on Awoken and the potential areas where his Flame Strike might be useful. But yeah, ultimately, you don't see Death Knight picked regularly on this map, and it is it's a small map, but it might not necessarily be a close quarters map. Yeah. That's kind of the way I kind of look at Awoken, that if you look at a map like Veil, like that's close quarters all the time. But Awoken, there are so many positions where actually you can keep people kind of at arm's reach. Yeah. With the exception of when you're both trying to go for one of the big pickups. And okay, Flame Strike hitting its mark immediately.
That was good damage. Effortless determined to chase this. Dahang, out come the double rockets. Can't find the frag though. Even going for the rail at the end. Effortless, good push right there, but Dahang is hanging on.
Now, well, again, could have been a decent start. Effortless needs to be so careful not to over push, and if he does, he just needs to hit those shots a little bit more consistently. He's
no, Effortless. That should have been his frag, but he rocketed himself, not only doing significant amount of damage, but sending himself flying backwards off the platform into a position where he can't do anything anymore.
I feel like the issue we've seen from Effortless so far is just a little bit kind of like sloppy execution compared to Dahang. That's a big thing it's coming down to, like these moments where he kind of just needs to get the right little bit of movement, get the right little shots and things like that, where he's just kind of caught trying to figure out where he is, and he's doubling back and just walks into a rocket while he's making his mind up. It's just it's quite an unfortunate turn of events so far. Like, you can see what Effortless is trying to do, it's just rarely working.
He's just not. Yeah, he just doesn't perform or execute his plan to perfection. Like, this is again a start where he almost takes the first frag away from Dahang, but then in the end it just gets flipped upside down, and he ends up being the one to die. And again, Dahang, beautiful rail right there, is now in full control. He's got Mega heavy to his back, but he's not gonna go for the armor just yet. He's hungry for a frag, and that's exactly what he'll get.
Now going in with a teleporter, the dual wield used just to try and push him away. Flame Strike damage over time has no match for a double LG, especially in that situation when Effortless is fresh off the spawn, and he hasn't really got much to fight back with.
Yeah, 3-0 for Dahang already. This is going to be difficult for Effortless. Dahang now has got a very nice rotation on the items, doesn't even want to go and challenge or chase out more damage. He's just gonna move around and get himself Mega, and then make his way over to the heavy.
That's some wonderful rails, but Effortless, he has to finish it.
Oh!
One more. He needs one more.
Yeah.
He's looking for the angle still.
That self-heal from the BJ together with that health bubble, that puts Dahang at the threshold that he's no longer railable. So Effortless kind of missed out on the opportunity on finishing right there.
And it's dangerous. He can't really let those, I think, mishaps really slip by. The missed rail gave his position away. Dahang making the read that Effortless was going to immediately press the advantage. Mistimed it by a little bit though, and actually he's going to lose some health. Effortless finally has the upper hand, and he's able to finish it. We'll see what he can get from this. He needs a lot more. Gets the spawn trap. Okay, some good damage. Misses the second rail. Looking to hit another, but now he's getting returned, and he's taking a lot more damage than I think he was prepared for, having to back up. And here comes the Mega.
Yeah, he's rocket jumping onto the Mega. Can he get it? He will, just in time, but the Hang's aim is so solid. And even with the Mega health, Effortless will just go down right away. Now getting another confrontation. Effortless, no, you should no longer be taking this fight. You're taking too much damage. The Flame Strike has done nothing. He's still sticking around, and luckily for him, the Hang will miss the final shots.
But that's the thing about these missed shots, right, is that mechanically, it was a very bad idea to overstay your welcome in that situation. It is only because Dahang missed those shots that allowed Effortless to survive. He's quite fortunate that that is what happened, because by all accounts, it should be a 5-1. And it just would be going from bad to worse for him, but that's not going to be his problem.
Nope.
Dahang's missing the shots. You know, it's not his fault that Dahang's not hitting the mark, but there's stuff to be, I think, taken away from this map so far. And there's a reason I think Dahang is kind of running away with it a little bit.
Yeah, and even though the Hang is missing his shots, Effortless is really not able to do much with it. All he's getting out of the Hang's misses is him just surviving a little bit longer. He's not being able to turn it into some control or to steal something major or do a decent amount of damage himself. And so the Hang still keeping him at arm's length, 3 frags in the lead. And is definitely hoping to make more of it. Here we go, fight coming into the heavy. The Hang is just gonna rocket jump up. He's going for the frag, and look at that, Effortless. Yeah, that first little bit of damage sent him flying down on that pile of rocks, and that's a really bad situation to be in.
Absolutely, I'm pretty sure there was nothing he could do to survive that encounter. And now Dahang extending his lead by 1 more frag. His level of control has been really good so far. The rail to open things is going to make life a bit more miserable. Effortless trying to run away, and it's kind of what I feared a bit. I don't really feel like this Death Knight pick has really accomplished a huge amount for him. And the utility of other things that Death Knight has, like the melee and immunity to lava, that doesn't really matter too much on Awoken.
Yeah. Effortless at this point, he's done a little bit of that. Oh no!
What happened there?
I think he wanted to just position himself on the ledge to get a shot in, but oh no, he overjumped it and went right back down, and here he goes. He's just running away with the gauntlet out right now, and the Hang, he will not let him escape. Oh, decent amount of damage with the nail gun, but ultimately, not much to gain.
Well, if there's any frag that might accidentally cause Effortless to get a bit upset, then that's going to be one of them. I don't even think Effortless is particularly playing tilted on this map, actually. I think it is just a matter of things just not working out, you know? Oh, that rail! Juicy!
Yeah, the Hang is just making the most out of so many of these situations, not just doing the damage that you'd expect to see, but he just goes above and beyond and then just lands another rail, another rocket. Very, very good place.
And at this stage, Dahang's lead is only climbing further and further. Heavy's going to go into his favor. Another rail. Effortless just challenging angles over and over again and paying the price for it over and over again. The dual-wield LG. I mean, no teleporter for you. Surely he's dead anyway. Tries to get anything that resembles a comeback from that situation. I mean, I don't even disagree with him staying there. He almost killed him, but
yeah, he did a good amount.
Still couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
A common problem Effortless has been having. He just can't seal the deal.
Yeah, he can't follow through on the plans, and it's giving the Hang so much leeway, so much freedom to move around the map. And look at that, Effortless, I don't think he had timing. He's just gonna give up heavy, and that's going to go towards the Hang for sure. And Effortless, yeah. What do you do against that? Effortless is not hitting his shots, and the Hang is right now. At the start, the Hang missed quite a bit, but right now he's really just finding his rhythm, and he's nailing Effortless to the wall with all of these rails.
I mean, you can definitely see the difference when a player's hitting all their targets and when they're unable to. I mean, the difference in performance is massive, but I think it's why it really emphasizes the use. Dahang knows how hard Effortless is trying to push him. He's hitting those defensive positions, and it's just working out every single time.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just a shooting range for Dahang. I feel really bad for Effortless. I just think this map has not gone his favor at all, and it's just Dahang unfazed by everything, and he's playing as well as we know he is. I mean, like I said, this is a top 2 America's player, like Dahang and Rafa. They are the top 2, and these kind of results are things that I think we can expect to see, and we are expecting to see it, and we're not surprised by it. But hey, this is early days. There's still time.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of players are definitely going to improve, but this is just
a bloodbath, Flea. Yeah, a bloodbath.
This is not something for for the miners out there watching the stream right now, this is
God's
just
sake.
a brutal... Cover your ears, cover your eyes.
This is a family show, for crying out loud.
If you're not 18, please look away. Effortless will get out of that sticky situation with the rocket jump, but yeah, what is he going to do? The Hang again, taking a major item. Oh, here we go, we're getting a bit of a confrontation, and there we go. Effortless puts himself back on the board. At least he's got that going for him.
But he's very weak.
Yeah.
At this stage, the Hang could run in and refrag. He's looking to push it. He's looking to keep Effortless a bit behind. It's very risky to chase it down on the Flame Strike. I mean, used in vain, really. Just in case he tried to hit an angle, I think it would have been there to try and maybe deter the Hang.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, the usefulness of Death Knight hasn't really shone through. The Flame Strike used mainly for ambushes or used for positions where maybe, you know, you can use it on the Mega, maybe you can use it on the Heavy. How many situations has Effortless been where the Hang has actually allowed himself... Excuse me, sorry, hiccups at the worst possible time. The Hang has literally not allowed himself to be at that effective range.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The Hang is one of the players who can really play his own game, and that's one of his many strengths. He can just run it the way he wants to, and Effortless is just not getting any opportunities right now. The dual LG is just scaring him off, and Effortless just walking away, not even strafe jumping at that point. He knows it's over, he knows it's done. The Hang 12-1 with just 20 seconds to go.
Well, this is game over. The Hang with a dominant win with an exclamation mark on top versus Effortless here. He's looking for a bonus shot. Can he kill it?
Oh.
You can't even let him have that one, can you?
Nope.
You can't even allow it. What a jerk.
Yeah.
What a nasty man. Rude boy. Well, that is going to be a win for the Hang. Very, very dominant indeed, taking that and getting some all-important league points in the bag.
And again, just look at the scoreboard right there. The Hang dominating the item pickups, getting more than twice as many the major items, and then getting 1,500 damage more than Effortless did. I mean, what do you do against that?
I mean, pray. Just ride the wave and... pray it finishes. Ultimately, Effortless, it was just... I think he actually had a strong start, and I just feel like the more the maps went on, I kind of feel like he might have been running out of steam as well, where some maps go so one-sided after mishap after mishap, and a series of unfortunate events that lead to a final map where it just feels like nothing works.
Yeah,
as a player, it takes so much mental fortitude, I'm sure, to even try and... You know, I actually think we had a replay of what happened when Effortless jumped off the map. I'm sure he must have been trying to reposition himself, but those kind of plays and those kind of mishaps, how can Effortless stay composed after stuff like that just kept going wrong?
Yeah, that's exactly what we did see, because Effortless had some good starts. Oh, there he goes.
He literally just...
Here we go. Yeah, he was too close.
Oh, he didn't even get shot.
He wanted to jump onto the ledge, but he was in like the perfect distance where he activated the ramp jump going over, and it just sent him flying off the map into the watery void outside of Awoken. And yeah, it's what you said, like Effortless did get some pretty good starts, almost getting like the opening frag on the Hang, but then as time went on, the Hang just shut him down over and over again, and you can just see the will to live just drain from Effortless as things go on.
But I think if you're in Effortless's position, it's not about trying to take out the Da Hang. It's not about trying to take out the Rafa.
Yeah.
It's about using your competitive matches against the best players in your part of the world for experience to just make sure you are as ready as can be for other weeks against players that you're going to try and make sure you are out of challenger territory.
Absolutely.
Like, fundamentally, there's no getting around the fact that I'm pretty sure Rafa and Da Hang will be top 2 here.
Yeah.
You know, I think that the players that we're going to be always keeping an eye on right now are Saigib, Nosfer, Rafa and Da Hang.
Yeah.
They are the ones that we're all kind of keeping a very, very eagle eye on, and they're doing exceptionally well. However, if you are in Effortless's position, your goal should be to try and maintain that kind of mid-level of this region.
Oh, yeah.
And just stay away from relegation territory.
Yeah.
And continue to grind as each week goes on. Like, that needs to be... This stream for Effortless and this broadcast where he fought Dahang just needs to be used as experience and nothing more.
Yeah.
Because that experience, I mean, you know, who knows how valuable that might be in future weeks.
Absolutely. You can't just hope to take down Dahang right away, right? This is just about practicing, getting better, and then maybe, I mean, you'll have a good chance at, say, Chain. You might be able to take a map or so off of Nosfa coming up. So those are the kind of situations that Effortless should be aiming towards, and then cementing himself at maybe not top 3, top 4, but top 5 of NA should definitely be doable.
Just outside of alarming territory.
Yep.
Like that's the thing. And just watch the videos back if you can, and just really try and digest, what did I do wrong? What can I stop doing for future shows?
Yeah, exactly.
And future tournaments. We have got half of this done now. We have the other half left to go. Don't go anywhere. The Quake Pro League for week number 3. We'll be back after a short break, and see you in a few minutes.